we hear from a man who had to deal with monkeypox after he got infected. So, with Jeffrey Todd, when the first lesion appeared on his right cheek in mid July, he didn't pay too much attention to it. So, he's 43-year-old. So, he felt like it was not too much of a big deal. He said, I noticed that I had like a pimple or a blemish on my cheek, and it had this very odd looking raised white circle around the outside of the blemish, and it felt indented a bit like a crater. So, after hearing this reports on monkeypox going on news, he Googled a search on monkeypox rashes, and some of the images look exactly like the blemish on his face. So he thought the blemish would disappear by the next day, but it didn't. So the next 2 days, he had developed a series of bumps on the right back of his right arm and the back, and a lesion appeared on his neck. So he had itches and had backaches, fatigue, and shooting pain down his legs, which are all signs of monkeypox. So Jeffrey Todd got tested on July 13th, but it took a while to get his results. He had known at the time that first clinic he visited had sent the sample to a lab, although that sample got spoiled, so they couldn't do anything about that. And due to its worsening conditions, he went to the emergency room at Cedars Sinai Medical Center over in California State. Where staff did an in-house test. So the day after, he got his test results back, and he got tested positive for monkeypox. So he's one of the more than 8,900 Americans who have tested positive for the disease across 48 states. The District of Columbia and Puerto Rico, as the CDC says. So most of the outbreak affected men who identify as gay, bisexual, or other men who have sex with men, although this is not like a sexually transmitted disease, and so Jeffrey Todd, he's gay. He got contacted by the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health, and they did some reporting and looking into the situation, and he was at Pride Month, Pride Weekend in Los Angeles in late June, so he describes that he was at a dance party, and it was enclosed, hot. He was hot and sweaty, not wearing a shirt, and a lot of people were there, and a lot of physical touching and close proximity to people. So after that, just a couple of weeks later, he got infected. So this happened since he was hot and sweaty. Other people were very close to him. Their bodily fluids affected him. So there was no sexual contact, but they were just close to each other. Could also be touching the same thing at a different time. That is also a saying. If you sit down on some seat and you have a lot of bodily fluids on it, and another person sits on that, they can be affected that way as well, as they are saying. Jeffery Todd also got infected also on his legs as well. So there are no treatments specifically for monkeypox. So although it's related to smallpox, so there are like antiviral drugs that have been used to treat smallpox. Although, though there's one treatment check over mat, also known as TPOXX. So which a bunch of pills are used in a 2 week. If a person has a high risk of a severe illness, and also those with weakened immune systems, they can also. So while some people, Jeffrey Todd knows, like some of his friends over in New York, it was hard for him to get access to it. And he got a referral to an infectious disease specialist. So Jeffrey Todd, he was approved for TPOXX. And while he was also dealing with monkeypox, after using TPOXX, of course, the lesions on his face, right side, and was very painful for him. Although it eventually fell off, so the doctor had to go and see that the lesion was killing the tissue inside of his face. So that's like the under the layer. Although the doctor said his face where the lesion was there will be a scar there. So, and in order to raise awareness about monkeypox for other people, Jeffrey took to TikTok and explained everything that he had gone through while dealing with monkeypox. And also, he also shared this on Instagram as well. While some people have been negative about to him, most of the people have been nice to him back, and they have learned about how to deal with monkeypox if they ever get affected. And Jeffrey also encourages his friends to get vaccinated in case they end up getting affected by monkeypox. And if someone who is exposed to monkeypox, they might get affected by it. So vaccines help in this case. Over in Africa, they did some information digging, and 2 doses of the vaccination with the smallpox vaccine, JYNNEOS, is at least 85 effective in preventing monkeypox infection. So, while Jeffrey Todd, who is officially he had undergone a quarantine. And he does hear people who assume like, oh, it's just like chicken pox, no big deal. And currently, there is a hole on his face right now where that lesion was on that had them having to go under all that trouble, and eventually that fell off. And he advises people to be careful that this can happen to anybody. And he also spoke about this on the news as well, though. And if you ever get affected by monkeypox, just getting affected by somebody else's bodily fluids, which you don't even have to make contact with someone to get affected by it. And you don't need to be gay or anything, or an infected surface. Maybe someone sat on it, something, or maybe an object. Well, this is why health experts are recommending to stay up to date with vaccination. That they're not pushing it right anymore. That's good. So we learn more about monkeypox, and the fact that Jeffrey Todd had to he had a scar on his face now. That just ruined his life. So be careful. Monkeypox, anyone can get infected. So also sanitizing also works as well. Surprising they didn't mention that. So you can just look up monkeypox. And maybe a specialist, if you get infected, they can hook you up on the same medication like TPOXX. Or the other one, JYNNEOS. But of course, not everyone will be prescribed the same thing, so results may vary. Well, stay safe. That's monkeypox.